Alright guys, welcome to YouTube channel once again. So today's recipe is going to be kheer, which is a sweet dish prepared out of milk, rice, and I use cardamom and then almond, cashew into it. So as you can see the cardamom here, I'll tell you what I do with this. I crush it and I make it a powder. Okay, so after crushing the cardamom like this, I'll separate the seeds and then I'll crush it to make it like a powder. I'm going to show it to you once I make it a powder. So this is what I did. I separated the cover. This is the cardamom cover and you can see the seeds here. So I'm going to now make the seeds into powder. If you see this, I did not even waste the cover of cardamom. I have kept it in my tea box. This is the tea that I use when I prepare tea for myself in the morning or in the evening. So you can actually use the seeds and also the cover of cardamom. So this is 2 liters of milk which I had kept to boil, and this is what I did show you in the beginning as well. So I'm going to mix this powder, the cardamom powder we made. This actually adds a fragrance to it. And apart from that, now I'm going to crush cashew and almond into small pieces to add onto this boiling milk. And this milk needs to be boiled for almost an hour and a half in low flame. So you just keep boiling the milk. You keep stirring it and you keep boiling it. No sugar, nothing added at the moment, just milk, cardamom, cashew and almond. Alright guys, last time when I did share this chicken recipe on YouTube, I really got a nice feedback from one of the viewers stating why don't I add some stories to my recipes about how did I learn and things like that. So kheer is something that I learned from my landlord where I live on rent. So I did ask how she does it. So I got some idea from her and I got some ideas from my aunt as well. So I mixed both the ideas to give it my own recipe kind of. So this rice pudding or kheer, what I prepare is, as you have already seen, I have kept 2 liters of milk to boil. I added cardamom at the moment for the fragrance and it gives an amazing fragrance. Now I've also mentioned that I'm going to use cashew and almond. So I have literally counted, these are 24 cashew and 24 almond. I'm going to make it into small pieces so that when I mix it into the milk, which is already boiling, it also gets cooked very well. Okay, so cashew are very crispy, so you can actually use your fingers to break it into pieces like this, and almond, you can just make it into 2 equal halves, and that should actually work, and both of them go to your boiling milk. Alright, so on your rice pudding you definitely have to use rice. So this is what I'm going to use. As you can see, it's a small cup, so I am using 1 cup of rice, and this 1 cup of rice goes to this bowl. The reason I have kept it in the bowl is because I'm going to soak it in water for maybe 10 minutes while my cashew, cardamom milk and everything is still boiling. Do you see the level of milk is going down and still it's boiling? You can see cardamom, cashew and almond boiling along with the milk. So we'll keep it boiling. Like I said, we'll boil it for an hour and a half at least. So still it's boiling. So it's still boiling. You can see the level of milk has literally come down. So it's been almost 1 hour I have been boiling this milk. And whenever you're boiling this milk, let me repeat again, it's almond, cashew and cardamom powder that I have mixed in this milk. And after boiling it for 1 hour, when the level of milk has also gone down, always make sure that you do it in low flame. I'm going to now add the rice into it. If you remember, the rice that I had kept to be soaked. And here is our soaked rice, which is ready to go inside the milk. Alright, so guys, one thing I forgot to mention earlier. So once I add milk into it, I'm going to add ghee as well, so which will be at least 3 tablespoons. I'm going to pour it like this. So this is ghee that I'm going to use. So here, adding ghee into it, I'm again going to stir it. And ghee not only adds texture but also adds aroma and a nice taste to this rice pudding. So I'll again let it boil. So it was already 1 hour, so it may boil for another 45 minutes approximately, and I'm now going to add some sugar into it. So sugar is always as per your taste, so I'm not going to give how many spoons of sugar you need to use here, but use it as per your taste. But I can tell you how many spoons I used. I used 8 spoons, a small teaspoon of sugar in it, and it still is boiling. Like I said, for another 45 minutes we are going to boil it. Few people, what they do, they normally heat the oil first, and in that oil they fry all the dry fruits that we used, including cashew, almond and cardamom, and that's when they add rice, fry a bit, and then they pour the amount of milk, which we use 2 liters, so they will use accordingly, and that's how they prepare as well. So that's another way of preparing, but I never heat ghee first. I always boil milk and keep adding my dry fruits and ghee and rice the way I did show you on this particular video. Alright guys, when we letting the milk boil with rice, ghee and the dry fruits we used, make sure that we keep stirring every 10 minutes because it will stick on the bottom of the utensil otherwise. One more thing which I just remembered when I was away, do not use raisins in it, because raisins is a sour fruit. If you use it, it has an impact on the milk, so the milk would be not usable if you use raisins in it. I don't know the right term to use, I guess I'm short of the word to use, but yes, you should not be using raisins into it. Be careful with that. Alright guys, it's almost done. It's time to even eat it. So do you see the thickness? So the entire milk is almost soaked by the rice, and the rice is also completely cooked. Very healthy because it has ghee in it, it has dry fruits in it, it has rice as well, and it has milk. So isn't it a perfect meal to eat? A perfect sweet dish? If you're watching it guys, why don't you try the recipe? This is the simplest recipe I could ever think of. Nothing much to do and not difficult ingredients to remember. Let me just repeat it for you. So I boiled 2 liters of milk, and this cooking took an hour and a half, almost an hour and 45 minutes. So first I started boiling milk. I added cardamom powder into it, then I added cashew, almond, and then I added rice, some ghee, and then I kept on a low flame and I kept cooking it from the beginning till the time it's completely cooked. It takes almost an hour and 45 minutes, or approximately 2 minutes. So this kheer is actually ready to eat. This rice pudding is ready to be served. Sweet time of love, sweet time of food. So here is our rice pudding, which is kheer, been served and ready to be eaten.
I can hear Santosh's voice. He is making rice